there's a couple things that you should notice in this article. So prior to the passage of the Federal Elections Campaign Act, what happened with these significantly large donations that were being made to the Nixon campaign, those were not illegal. It was perfectly okay to do that under the law. But my question for you is, are you okay with that? Are you okay with an individual, a CEO for a company, donating $25,000 to a candidate for a campaign? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. That's not really up for me to decide. But that's one thing you might want to consider. If you look down here, the other thing is the large number of donations that were given, not only to the Nixon campaign, but also to the other campaigns. This ties very much to our idea about how we feel about the influence of money in politics. Okay? The things in the bottom of the article we're going to address later, so you don't really need to worry about that. So if you flip your paper over, if you look at number 2 says, did a lack of campaign finance regulation contribute to the corruption of the Nixon presidency? And explain your response. So in other words, do you think the fact that we had no regulations prior to President Nixon being president, do you think that the ability of money to just find its way to President Nixon and to his campaign, do you think that contributed to a lot of the corruption that we found prevalent throughout the Nixon presidency? You can say yes, or you can say no. But I want you at your table to sit there and kind of talk about what you remember about the corruption that existed during that presidency, Watergate, etc. And do you think that campaign finance regulation, do you think that limitations on expenditures would have made a difference?